All right, y'all, let's try this go live thing one more time. I'll give everybody a couple of minutes to join in. I just went live with the Red Cat RC MT10E. Had something either come loose or break inside of it, but this is a more lit area that I can kind of take this out and run it in. So we can get this going. Yeah, back up. I figured I'd go ahead and get this Hoss out. I had it with me and I'm in a more lit area. So the video quality be a little bit better than it was over in the previous area I was at. I know Traxxas was released for this. It's probably going to be lights next. A light kit or something for it, knowing them. Hoss is running smooth. Got a couple of you guys joining in. Yep, back on, y'all. Got a few people joining again. I was right around the corner, so I figured let me go ahead and take the Hoss out, come around the corner over here, get some running in. Well, I got some time. Move it some. Yay, nay. Steve, the top speed of this one out the box on 3S is in the low 40s. I think 42 to 43 miles per hour. I do got some plans to do something for this. I guess since you guys are joining live and there's only a few of y'all on here, I can let y'all know if y'all want to know. If I get 3 yeses, I'll go ahead and say what I'm going to do next for it. It's going to be very interesting. So this motor is 4S capable, and I have an ESC that's going to fit right in here. So I'm basically going to run this on 4S. I forgot to say, don't say yes 3 times. That's cheating. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to put a 4S capable ESC in here, and I might gear up on it. I might change the spur gear out to a 50 tooth and put like a I don't know, 18 tooth pinion gear in or something like that, and then run this on 4S. So that's the next project for this truck after I do some shootouts, you know, and all that for it. That's what I'm going to be doing. Because it's basically the Traxxas Max motor that's in here, 2400 kV motor. And it can handle 4S, so. I should have brought that dually with me. It would have been perfect to run here tonight. And it's riding smoother wheelies because I did put the ball bearing wheels on the back of it. You guys see that there? So it does ride smoother wheelies. And actually at one point with my old Stampede, I did put airplane tires on that wheelie bar and actually ran a lot smoother with the wheelies. A little bit more cushioning with those tires. A couple of you guys asking questions. Yep, I did a Super Speed Saturday 3 or 4 weeks ago. I did it a minute ago, so. I don't know if a wide kit would be, I mean, they may, but I don't know if this really doesn't need that wide kit like that Max does. The Max needed the wide kit. This right here, I mean, to me, it runs fine. I do think it wheelies a little bit more than let me get up here real quick. Um, a little bit more than the Stampede does. But that's because of the tires set it up higher. But it would be good to run this against a stock Stampede out the box and show you guys the differences in the two. Or matter of fact, run this, the Stampede 4x4, the Traxxas Max, and the X Max. Get all Traxxas' big trucks out. I may do that at some point. You guys can see all 4 of them run. Just gotta get my hands on a stock Stampede, that's what it is. Stock out the box Stampede, that is. Couple more comments coming in here, see what you're talking about. Yeah, I went back live again. Not that many people are joining, that's fine. I figured I'm out here running this. I wanted to enjoy it a little bit. The other video I didn't get to run it as long live as I wanted to, so. What's up, Mr. Mad? We're back live again. Wonder how those drive shafts are holding up on it. Me constantly doing wheelies. As long as it lands on its feet, we're good. What's going on, JRRC? No, it's not faster than the Granite. Yeah, they should have named this the Stampede 2.0, but I think they did not want to get rid of the Stampede model, the one they currently have out, because the one they have out has so many modifications you can do to it, it's not even funny. So they just set them at about $100 price difference between this and the Stampede and then the Max as well. So, is it better than the Max? Nah, that Max is hard to beat compared to this. It really is. The wide, especially when you widen it up. And you know, my Max has lights and stuff on it as well, so. Yeah, that sucks about the red cat, so. What's going on, 317 RC? Appreciate it. I don't know if I can do a bunny hop with this. The Stampede is so dialed, yeah. Let's see if I can, this is not gonna turn out good, I already know it. That's about as close as a bunny hop y'all gonna get out here. Get up that curve. There we go. I'm actually probably gonna lower this down a little bit too, so. So I don't know. It's kind of, I mean, I've heard rumors what Traxxas is gonna release next. I don't know what it's gonna be. I heard they were gonna do another XO1 at one point. and they were going to update it somewhat. I heard they were gonna do particular drag cars to compete with like the DR10 from Associated. I heard they were gonna update the E-Max and do something with that as well. Comes this big old bus over here, so I might have to stop. I don't know what he's doing, but it would be nice to see something something new come out. You know, something that's just completely new that's not out there. I don't know what they can do though. I mean, I think the Sin release is probably the most unique release this year so far. So, and that's just my opinion. Just because it's a dually truck. No one's ever done a dually truck like that, and it's big. So, he said, what makes this better than the Granite? I didn't say. The Granite beats this by 100 and what, 40 bucks? And is about 10 miles per hour faster out the box. So, I mean, they both have plastic drive shafts, so you're gonna have that issue with those drive shafts with either one of them. So, I'm gonna run both of those together, the Granite and this one as well. I was gonna get the Red Cat out, but I gotta figure out what's going on with that. So, what's going on? I don't know how to say your name. It's written in language I don't understand. I think that's so. Yeah, I mean, those trucks, X-Max, all is going to be good. But I mean, comparing it to this, I just like the Stampede platform. I've always did. When it came out in 2009, since then, up until I think last year, I've told you guys before, I own over 30 Stampede 4x4s. So I just like the platform. I had waited a long time for Traxxas to do a Stampede 4x4, and they finally did it. See, I don't know what this bus is doing, but I've seen them over here before, and I think a cop comes by and all that, and they sit and chat and talk or something, so. Sorry, y'all. I was out here. I wanted to continue my running live for a few more minutes with the breakage of the Red Cat. So I'm actually going to drive this some more and just chill. Unless y'all just want to see me just driving and running this around. If not, I'm going to stop this video. Toy Biz, he just asked a question about a Granite. My honest opinion on that, and take this as you would, I would sell your brushed Granite, and I would just go ahead and get a brand new version 3 Granite, because you're going to spend a lot of money on the system. That's going to be $100 and something, and then the performance, because it's got a 48 pitch spur gear in there and stuff, you're not going to be able to get the performance out of that system like you really want to. I've done probably 2 of their brush cars and converted them to brushless, and then I started converting it to the brushless specs, and it starts cost you more money. So I mean, that, like I said, take that as you want, but I would go ahead and sell it and get the newer version. The newer version is going to be better anyway, because it has the updates on it, the updated radio, updated servo. It's got the system's been upgraded a little bit. I mean, it's got a fan and stuff on the ESC and also on the heatsink for the motor, and it's just a better platform. So my recommendation is just to sell it and just get a new one. Don't even bother with the Max 10, Max, all that stuff, and I would just sell it, just get the new one. Yeah, Steve, the Stampede 4x4 is easy to work on. I mean, it's modular, like in design as well. So a lot of these cars are modular in design. So that's kind of been a standard for designs for other things, not so much RC car related, but other things in the past, and it makes it easier to work on, easier to replace parts, and easier to do things with as well. So Rustler 4x4 is good too. I mean, these are built on all on the same platform, the Slash 4x4 platform. So there's tons of parts out there for them. I think like this, the Rustler needs to be geared higher, but once you start gearing up, it does have a little bit of heating issues with it. But I think once you gear right and get some good tires on it, you're good to go with that Rustler. Moe's Garage, get all three of them. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, that's just your best bet. I mean, I wouldn't want you to, because I actually did it 2 or 3 times just to see, and I started averaging out the cost for it. For those of y'all that are just joining, we're talking about someone has a brushed granite, and they wanted to put a brushless system in it. And I basically just said, my recommendation is just to sell the brush one, take that money, and put it for a down payment on a brushless one. You're going to be cheaper in the long run. You're going to get the updated platform. Nothing like having the latest and greatest anyway, right? If y'all want, I can keep running and yapping, or I can stop the video and enjoy running my car out here myself. I guess now's the time to pick my brain if y'all want on some stuff. Flash didn't do too much. Did a little bit, but what's going on? SFL RC24 just joined us. We've been out here for a minute. I went live earlier. We had an issue with the red cat. I gotta figure out what's going on with that. And I was right around the corner. I had my Hoss back here, so I just brought it out. So what's going on, Steve? Got his new Big Rock to gauge steering arm. Dial was above. Trying to see what you were talking about. What's going on, One? I just saw your message. You said you appreciate my work. Appreciate that. You've been in the hobby since '86. So you're like me. You're pretty much old school. And the hobby has come a long way since those golden years. But those were actually fun running times. I mean, they really were. What's up, Steve? Before I get out of this live chat, said the steering trim dial was shoved into the remote. So, yeah, One, they don't know about the nickel metal batteries, the 1200 milliamp nickel metal battery that you would charge it so long till it's hot you couldn't touch it. To make sure you got the full charge on it. You got about 5 or 6 of those. Running brush motors. And then the springs for the brush motors. When they found out you could change the tension on the springs, you get more speed and etc. Water dipping brush motors, all that stuff. That was stuff back in the day, y'all. Yeah, Robert, the price of it, of the Hoss is expensive, but according to, I'm beating a dead horse, according to Traxxas' price specs, it's priced right for what they do. If you look at the Stampede 4x4, $379, this is about 90 bucks more, but you get more with this one if you were in the market to get something like that. So, my thoughts, the Hoss or the Rock? Well, I'm gonna have to go with the Rock because of the price point. And it's not that I'm hating on the Hoss. Some people say, oh, I'm a Traxxas hater. No, look what I got right in front of me. Price point, I think that the Armor is going to give you more value for your dollar. It really is. I know this is a Hoss video, but it's just going to give you more of a value for it. Durability wise and stuff, that still has yet to be seen. I do think this Hoss does come with some of the best 10 scale monster truck tires on the market. I really do. So these Sledgehammer tires, that's what Traxxas needs to re-release. They need to re-release that Sledgehammer from the 80s. I don't know if you remember that one or not, but Traxxas had a two-wheel drive monster truck called a Sledgehammer. And although it was just, I don't know, like I said, those were the golden years. Yeah, Armor's just been killing the market with it. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna show you something. This is probably gonna change your mind about what you want to get. I was waiting to do a video, but since you guys are on live, you'll get an exclusive to something. You'll get to see something. So I put the Big Rock tires, well, I had a set of Big Rock tires. Or, I'm sorry, Granite tires I just put on the Big Rock, so. And it performed a lot better with that on there. So that's probably gonna help with your decision there. You see lengthwise, as far as wheelbase, the Granite's gonna be a little bit longer. They sit almost the same height, you guys see that there. Yeah, as far as that 3S, 6S is concerned, that's going to be your preference on what you do. I did do something, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I did put the Hoons from the Felony on the 3S, and I did run it. So it actually looks pretty cool with those on there. Yeah, I'll probably try to do a video. I'll try to get it together, but there you go right there. Since you guys are on here live, I know it's not that many of you on here, but I still appreciate you guys joining. You get to see that right there. Yeah, they are. They're bigger than the Tamiya though, like the Tamiya Monster Beetle. These are bigger. So look at that back there. Y'all see that? You see what's going on back there? So these are a little bit bigger than what we know as from the 80s as 10 scale. I mean, if you compare it to like a Tamiya Blackfoot, a Monster Beetle, these are a little bit bigger. And of course, the performance is going to be better because 4-wheel drive, and it just runs smooth. But y'all, I do love my Hoss though. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm probably gonna gear up probably about 2 teeth on it though. And I'm probably gonna lower it down just a little bit. I think that's gonna be my sweet spot for him. See how these tires are wearing in too. Yeah, tires are doing fine. I appreciate that. You got a lot of letters and numbers in your name. CV6. I'll just say the first 3. Somebody asked. They said they got the old T-Max tires. You talking about just the tires or the tires and wheels? So, because you got to think about the bead or whatever for the tire is not going to fit on a lot of different wheels that Traxxas bead. The wheels might, but they got, I don't know if those have those proprietary hexes on, those clover hexes or not. But if they're 14 millimeter, they will fit on there, but you got to think about the offset. That's another aspect, so. Yeah, the Hoss does wheelie up a lot. Part is because of the tires too. They give you a lot of traction. I mentioned earlier that these are probably some of the best ready-to-run tires on a monster truck I've ever seen or had. Um, they're soft enough to give you good grip, but they're hard enough to not wear down, and they're hard enough to not balloon up either. So. Also do wheelies all day. Yeah, I mean, so since you guys are on here, I'm going to probably shut this off in about 2 or 3 minutes. People always ask me, what's my favorite car? What's my favorite battery? What's this and that, blah, blah, blah. In general, I like all the RC cars. I really do. I mean, that's kind of why I have so many with it. I like the way each car runs. Each car has its uniqueness about it, and each car has its weakness about it too. So to say that I just like one car and that's all I run, it's kind of hard to say that. Now I do have to say that there are several cars that I do run on a weekly basis. So if you want to go from that batch, you can say, well, yeah, he does have some of his favorites then. I mean, I like running this Hoss. I like the smoothness of it, and I like the way it looks. It wheelies a little bit too much for me. I'm going to work with that. But other than that, I like the way the Hoss looks, and I like the way it runs. As far as some of the other brands and stuff, the Armor cars, I like those too. Even the Tamiya cars. I mean, I have to say I like the look of the Monster Beetle because it reminds me of when I was a kid, when I had a Monster Beetle. So, battery-wise, I've been running a lot of SMCs. Those have been holding up pretty good. I recently started doing some Gens 8s. I was trying to mix it up somewhat. So the Gens 8s have been holding up as well, and so have the Awanfi batteries. And then I got a couple of cheap batteries too. This in here is a cheap battery from Amazon. I got 2 of these for like $65 or something. But I got these batteries for, I'll show you guys this real quick before I get out of here. I got these for my E-Revo 2.0, and I got it for this Traxxas Hoss and also for the Slash and stuff because it's a perfect fit. This is a longer battery, so. And these particular Traxxas setups don't require you to run, it's not too hot. Don't require you to run like 35, 40, 50C lipos in it. So I can get some of the cheaper lipos and run it and not have that problem. So I hope that answers some of y'all's questions about cars and stuff. Yeah, I mean, batteries, nowadays it's kind of on your user preference. Now, some batteries do perform better. The SMC batteries, they have been top notch. I'm not even gonna lie. When I run those, I do get a couple miles per hour faster than I do a lot of my other batteries as well. If I was to rank them as far as some of the batteries that I have, the SMCs would be the #1 one. Been running the Gens Aces. Those have been good too. So those are right underneath the SMC. Then there's a couple of off brands I run as well that have been faring up pretty good. So I haven't run Venom that much. I ran Venom a long time ago, and I haven't been running Venom in a while. I did have some problems with some of the Venom batteries, but it might have just been I had bad batteries a while back. So. What's going on? We got a couple more people joining in. Oh yeah, y'all looking at my boy right here. Let's get that out. Let's do some speed runs with that, right? Yeah, and I thought about getting another one. I had a Monster Beetle when it came out. They released it in 2015. Look at that cop over there. Oh, he's closing down the shop. Anyway, and it still had I was disappointed that Tamiya did what they did with that. So they released the 2015 version of the Monster Beetle, and I guess I'll get this little ramp out before I try. Oh, Power Hobby's good too. Yeah, appreciate that, Chris. So I think Power Hobby and Gens Ace are going to be running like neck and neck as far as number two. So the Power Hobby batteries have been good as well. They've been lasting a long, long time as well with the same performance. I didn't have to worry about any puffing with the Power Hobby battery. So like I said, there's tons of batteries out there. Maybe at some point I'll do a update on what I've have in my batteries and what's lasted and what hasn't lasted. Oh yeah, that Kaiju's good. That Kaiju is probably one of the best bangs you can get for your buck. Now there is some problems with the Kaiju as far as the tires. They grip it too much, and to run that thing on 6S is crazy. So if you change the tires out and you get some wide offset buggy tires for it, like I put on there for my 4-step buggy, it actually performed really well, and I had enjoyed running that more. So I have not done a street eliminator build yet. Nope, not yet. Yeah, I haven't. I'll have to look at getting some more Power Hobby batteries and running those really soon. Probably get some 3S's in because I'm running low on 3S's. Yep. I think I may try to do that this Thursday. Do a throwback Thursday on Traxxas. It's kind of hard to find images of some of their older cars, but you guys have no idea how far Traxxas has come since 1986. They were the first ones to release a ready-to-run hobby-grade RC car, and it was called the Cat, the Traxxas Cat. So they have really come a long way since then, and they're still moving forward. I mean, they're a little bit slower with the releases and stuff. Maybe they may step their game up now because everybody out there is releasing stuff. So maybe this will light a fire on the Traxxas to release some more cars. I don't know, but they have come a long, long way, guys. And it's not like they were so far behind and it was bad. It wasn't actually. I remember the Traxxas Cat. I remember seeing it, but I wasn't too much into buggies. I was into trucks. And then when Traxxas came out with the Eradicator, the Hawk, the Blue Eagle, the Sledgehammer, and they were all ready to run. They were mechanical speed controllers at first, and I do believe Traxxas was the first company to release electronic speed controllers in hobby-grade RC cars. So they have a lot of firsts if you look at their track record. Yeah, that Pro build is, I think it's going to be a Slash. A two-wheel drive Slash drag car. So they're probably going to take the Slash LCG two-wheel drive platform. I don't know if they'll do two-wheel drive first and then do four-wheel drive later on, but they're going to make that into a drag truck. So, yeah, I mean, they did it. I mean, and they were smart to focus in on the bashing market where everybody else is talking about racing and stuff. You know, racing is cool, don't get me wrong, but racing's not keeping the hobby going though. I mean, especially now with all this crazy COVID stuff going on as far as what's the time of this video. So they were smart to focus in on that. And I do give them props for that because everybody was racing. They tried to actually do the racing market with they had a Blue Eagle and a Blue Eagle LS. So they did have aluminum chassis and graphite chassis and stuff back in the day. Yep, yep. One. I mean, you guys, people don't know, and like I said, I may have to try to put together a Throwback Thursday. What time is it? 8:40. I may have to put back a Throwback Thursday to talk about that because people don't know what they actually contributed to the hobby early on with their business and stuff. Which I thought, I mean, I loved it. My friends up the street, it was so funny. For Christmas, one of them got a Traxxas, excuse me, a Traxxas Hawk, and his brother got the Kyosho ST. So Kyosho was trying to hit that market too, but he had the kit version. And y'all, when he put that thing together, oh my gosh, it was so funny. He had tires falling off, screws popping off. It was so funny. And his brother was just running. You know, I think at that time, I was getting the Eradicator, and I had the Eradicator 2, I believe. and he got the Hawk too. So that's what Traxxas should do. They should do a retro re-release or something. Don't know how much it would sell, but if they did it at the right price point, I think they would sell good because most of the stuff remained the same. I mean, drive shafts, they use plastic drive shafts then, they're using them now. That Magnum 272 transmission is still somewhat the same, except for there's no 32 pitch gears now, so they've done stuff. So how old school? We talking 80s. We're talking late 80s old school. Yeah, I am in my 20s or 30s. I'm like Wolverine. I just don't age. Every 10 years is like a year to me. We wish, right? But at some point, I'll probably do that when I get some time on a Throwback Thursday. Do the history of Traxxas, and you guys can see that because they've released a lot. I mean, they even had some on-road cars. They had a two-wheel drive direct car called the Street Sport, which I had that, and it didn't get any traction, no traction at all. But it was direct drive, and it was fast. It really was. It looked like a NASCAR car. I remember that one. That was before the Fortec. The Fortec, the first one, before they released the second one. The Fortec was belt driven. So, but that, I mean, that's Traxxas. That's a quick, I guess, history of Traxxas, which was, like I said, in the 80s, 90s, and actually, whether you guys know this or not, I think during the early 2000s, the hobby was actually kind of going down. People weren't doing too much with it and stuff. And then Traxxas released the two-wheel drive Slash. And that two-wheel drive Slash got everybody going crazy again. I mean, he got people racing again with the short course trucks. So they kind of set the standard for short course trucks. And it got people back in the hobby. So they had the two-wheel drive Slash, and then they had the four-wheel drive Slash. And of course, by that time, Associated, Losi, and them, and then other companies were picking up on the racing scene, and they came out with some racing platforms for it. So I think around that time they had the rally cars. There weren't too many rallies. Now, the rallies really weren't scale. They were big rally cars. They were basically a Slash with a rally body on it. But nah, no false teeth here, dog. Yeah, I can't remember. They had a big buggy. So they've had a lot of stuff. Like I said, I probably need to do a Throwback Thursday and try to remember all the cars Traxxas had. Just so you guys that are new, see you, RC Mass. I'll be joining you shortly. So they had a good history. Like I said, they had a good track record. And I was not saying it's bad right now, but I think that a lot of people are just with the other companies that are out there, and especially recently, over the last like 2 years and stuff, companies have really been releasing stuff, and they have more coming out. Like HPI has bought that whole Maverick line, and $210 for a brush truck, and it doesn't seem to be like it's just gonna break as soon as you take it out. So competition is getting fierce, but we'll see. We'll see who's still standing after the dust clears. So y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go run an errand and do something real quick as well. It's getting close to 9 o'clock here. I was on it for 40. I didn't plan on being on for 40 minutes, but I was more ranting and talking more than anything else. I like to go live and answer you guys' questions. So I appreciate y'all joining. We'll think about that Throwback Thursday. That's a lot of history for Traxxas. I don't know if I can get all that in, but we'll see. So anyway, guys, appreciate y'all watching, and stay tuned for more videos.